Welcome to SteelTalkin.com podcast. Hey, Todd, how you doing on this Friday afternoon, baby?
Doing great, Rob. Fantastic week so far.
Oh, yeah. Let's get right into it. The Steelers this week, we hired David Morehouse to be our Executive VP of Strategy. He coming over from the Penguins. He was the CEO over there, and he directed a new stadium for the Penguins during his tenure, right?
Yes.
So he's going to be over our stadium in stadium direction now. So the rumor is that he was brought over to foresee a new acrisure, aka the Aki, being built in Pittsburgh.
It wouldn't surprise me, Rob. You know how it is in professional sports nowadays. If you've got a facility that's 20 years old, it's considered outdated.
Yeah, which is kind of crazy because before they start these the new just building new stadiums like crazy, some of those stadiums were old, and some of them still are old.
Well, I'm sure the fans would be extremely happy. I can't speak for Steeler fans specifically because I haven't been in what used to be Heinz Field.
Right.
So I don't know how comfortable it is or the sight lines, but certainly other stadiums that I've been to over the years, it's amazing that the fans put up with some of the stuff that they do. I mean, got me thinking about that dump out in Oakland, the Oakland Coliseum.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's bailing out of that thing. Fans only put up with so much, man. For the money they pay to get in the stadium, they want some comfortable seats.
Yeah, that's it. I can see maybe in about 5 to 7 years, something like that happening. It's a process,
Oh, no doubt. I mean, it's going to take at least a couple of years just to actually build it.
Right.
And then you got the free development or a strategy part, and that's probably easily another 2 years there. So You're right. It's going to be a long window.
Right. All right, let's get into the show. We were going to do two things. We'll do that next show, who the starters are going to be this year, right? But that's going to carry it too long. Right now, for today, we're going in which player is going to make the biggest increase from last year to this year in a production and in a play. Right, Todd?
Yes.
Now, who you had on offense?
Well, it's kind of a homer pick, but as we always say, everything starts with the quarterback. So I'm going with Kenny Pickett.
Kenny Pickett, a.k.a. KP, baby. The KP8 gun, baby.
Yep.
Yeah. Who else you got?
I've also got George Pickens.
GP.
G to the P. And Pat Fryermuth, or as he's affectionately known as, Muth.
Man, I tell you what, everything starts with the quarterback. KP, and it seemed like the Steelers are all in on KP this year, right?
No doubt.
Man, they putting the best line we done had in a while in front of him, seems like. Giving him plenty of weapons, right? With that being said, my surprise pick that's going to make an increase is Najee Harris.
Okay.
The guys that we're getting, you obviously see that they are putting the running game in the forefront, right?
No doubt about it.
And to me, the linemen that we have now, you think Najee was doing halfway decent with the lines he's had? The first year he came in, he had me and you blocking, Todd.
Yes, that would be correct.
Last year, he was kind of hurting Gimpy early in the season. We didn't see the real Najee to me until the end of last year. He was running with his hair on fire.
He was. It was a very noticeable jump. In not just only his overall play, but his either yards after a catch or yards after a contact.
Yeah.
As a running back, it was just very noticeable. And again, that's we say. I mean, the offense is tied together all the way across.
Right.
It's not the quarterback. It's not just the running back. It's the wide receivers. It's the offensive line. They all have to work together.
Yeah.
To create positive plays, big ones.
Right. To me, Pat Freiermuth and GP, their increase is going to come from KP and the line. Najee's is going to come from the line. I think it's going to Najee's going to have a breakout year this year. We're going to see the old Najee that we saw in Alabama. That's just to me. Kenny Pickett, that's the main one. Everything revolves around him. I see Kenny Pickett jumping into the they had a report earlier today about I think it was CBS. They had Kenny Pickett in like tier 6 in the AFC quarterbacks.
Yeah, I saw that.
You saw that?
Yeah. I figured that would get you riled up.
Yeah, it did a little bit, but from if they're going off last year, okay, that's where he fit, right?
Yeah.
But I think this year he's gonna surpass that. We need Kenny Pickett to jump up in that top 3 tier in the AFC at least. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, the arrow. I mean, literally, Rob, it can only point up. I mean, when your numbers are 7 TDs and 9 interceptions, you can only go up. So
right.
We kind of talked earlier in the off season about how many touchdowns we thought Kenny might throw this upcoming year, but that was way before we talked about or knew about free agency or the draft or anything like that. And if I remember correctly, I think you were targeting somewhere, and correct me if I'm wrong, somewhere between like 28 to 30 touchdowns from Kenny this year. I think I was slightly more conservative, thinking about 25.
Yeah, I was thinking about 30.
Okay.
Yeah, between 27 and 30, we need that coming from Kenny Pickett this year.
Okay. I mean, yeah, certainly that's what we need. I'm still, slightly unsure about that. But yeah. I'm with you. I mean, really anything short of, again, we already know, we don't have to talk about it, all the other quarterbacks that are not only in our division, but in our conference. Right. Anything short of a couple of TDs a game is just not going to cut it.
No. You got to score points in this league. Now, the way that we setting up the offense, if we can get to that 24 points a game, that 24 points is going to look different than slinging it all over the yard. You know what I mean? That 24 points is going to look like old school cow ball 24 points, where we get you in the fourth quarter and you can't do nothing with us. Exactly. We might have 17 or 20 points, and we're going to score a touchdown on that last drive to put the game away. Yeah. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's how I'm predicting it's going to look this year. I don't think we're going to be slinging the ball all over the yard with Kenny P. We may have to some games, and those are the games that's going to be real interesting because I want to see if Kenny P can rise to the occasion and do that.
Just, Rob, because we're talking about scoring, I've got some stuff up in front of me.
Okay.
Again, to put it in perspective of what we need based on what took place this past year.
Yeah.
In the whole season, all 17 games, the Steelers had a total of 29 TDs the whole season.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's not even 2 a game. So, I mean, at an absolute minimum, we need 5 or 6 more touchdowns a season. I mean, that's a minimum. Really, it needs to be about 10.
Yeah.
But if we could get at least 5 or 6, at least one of those games from this past year, could have been different.
Yeah, fear not, Todd. Everything's looking up, baby.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one thing before we move on to defense. You know whose name is on the chopping block now? He don't have no more excuses.
And you're talking about offense?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you're talking
your
about
friend up in the booth calling plays, Matt Canada.
Oh man.
Yeah, he gonna be on the chopping block. If we don't look like we supposed to look this year, he's gonna get fired after this year.
Well, I think yeah, there's no doubting. First of all, based on we know what the Steelers tend to do, their tendencies when it comes to coaching.
Yeah,
The guy's in the last year of his contract, so it's the
yeah,
perfect time to end the marriage. If what you're suggesting could happen,
right.
if it does, yeah, he really doesn't have much of a leg to stand on.
You don't have no excuses this year. I don't want to hear none. Okay, let's move on, Todd. On defense, who were your guys to show the biggest improvement this year coming up?
I had a couple. One that might surprise some folks. Our seventh round pick from 2022,
Right.
Mark Robinson out of Ole Miss. Really didn't see much playing time until the tail end of the season.
Yeah.
But that is an area of need for us, linebacker, especially inside. So that's one of the reasons why I went with him.
Uh-huh.
I see some promise there. And then the other one I had listed was DeMarvin Leal.
Right. It's interesting. What we're gonna do with DeMarvin Leal now that we got Keanu Benton? We got a lot of big guys in there now. Are they gonna put him D tackle? Are they gonna put him D tackle, or are they gonna put him at defensive end?
I think that's still up in the air from a coach's point of view, Rob. I'd be interested to see what he comes in at weight wise here when that next mandatory camp opens up in June. I'd be very curious. Has he added weight since the season ended, or has he either maintained or maybe even lost a few pounds?
Right.
Because it feels like he's a tweener at this point.
Yeah. What his weight that he come in at is gonna tell a lot, because that's what they're gonna be then, over the summer, told him to beef up or slim down.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. And your boy Mark Robinson coming over from Ole Miss, your old alma mater.
Yeah.
Y'all still call it Running Rebels?
That's UNLV is the running.
Oh, what?
It's just Rebels.
It's just Rebels. Okay.
Yeah.
Not the Running Rebels.
As in Colonel Rebel. Yeah. That's Old South point of view.
Yeah. I'll let you hold that. Yeah, Mark Robinson, he showed promise last year. I mean, basically he took over Bush's spot.
Yeah, those last couple games, he did get the nod to start the game.
Yeah.
He is truly, as they say, when they say somebody's a project, he's a project, because he really only played linebacker at Ole Miss only 1 year. Before that, he was a running back. So
right.
He has not spent a lot of time at the position, but they just feel like that he has the natural skill set and the built-in physicality. They don't have to teach it,
right?
Like they've tried to get out of some other players in the past. That's naturally part of his game. So I'm thinking that lends itself to this position of inside linebacker.
Yeah, he showed a lot of flash at the end of last year. So, and everybody wanted to see more from him. So it's going to be an interesting camp battle, because they brought in guys to be starters. How much game time is he going to get? That's another thing. But I'm pretty sure he's going to be the third one behind Cole and Landon Roberts, right?
Yes, I would think so. I'd be surprised if that's not the case.
Okay, for the surprise I got for you, Todd, before we end the show. My surprise is going to be a big camp battle between one of my favorite guys on the team to talk about.
All right.
Presley Harvin, a.k.a. the Chunky Punter, a.k.a. Chunky P.
Yes.
I think he's going to improve this year. I think he's going to win the job, because like I always say, pressure bust pipes or make diamonds. I think he's going to turn into a diamond this year.
Well, I would say if he's going to do that here at some point, this is going to be the year to do it.
Yeah,
because he's had more than long enough of an audition.
right.
They either need to commit to him or say goodbye and let's get somebody in. You and I have lamented over the last couple of years guys that we thought had earned the right to replace him,
Right.
but apparently the Steelers coaching staff did not feel the same way.
Well, they committed to him. The reason why I think they spent this draft pick on him, one.
Yeah, yes.
Two, he was having a lot of family problems. I think his dad passed away, right?
He did, yes, year before last, yeah.
And one thing that we do like about the Steeler organization, we do kind of have a heart.
This is true. Definitely not a soulless organization, like some other ones that we know.
Right. So they wanted to give him. I think they didn't want to put no pressure on him during the season, like bring somebody in during the season because he was very inconsistent sometimes during the season, and then late in the season. So I think they just got frustrated with it and say, okay, now that he's over that, he should be over. His father's passing. We're gonna put a little pressure and see what happens.
Right.
Pressure is always good. Competition is always good.
In sports, I wholeheartedly agree.
Yeah. All right. We'll see you guys next week. Todd, you got anything in closing?
No, I'm really just looking forward to the next mandatory camp coming. I think it's the beginning of the second week in June.
Yep.
Looking to get that point and see what transpires in these voluntary camps here once we get past this rookie camp, which should be opening up here, I think, this upcoming weekend.
Yeah. I think it's next week.
Yeah, or early next week. Yeah, next week. So, we'll keep an eye on those things, see if anything unusual comes up, or if anybody makes a name for themselves early on and attract some attention, and we will take it from there.
All right, Todd. We are out. We'll see you guys next week.